Hola y buenos días de Oaxaca, Mexico. This is Ayanna Mojica, Wisdom Medicine Woman, sharing during this time of Dia de los Muertos, a great holiday, festive, ceremonial time where the Oaxacans, and I'm just talking about the Oaxacans, celebrate and honor the ancestors. And so I'm going to share a little bit of my own personal experience honoring the ancestors and why I do that. And I'm going to share a little bit of the tradition of Dia de los Muertos here in Oaxaca, Mexico. I'm still learning a lot about it. Each year, I learn so much more about the rich, rich traditions of Oaxaca, Mexico. In my hand, I have a cempasúchil, known as the marigold, but here in Oaxaca, Mexico, now this is a little one. This is the size most people are used to. But here in Oaxaca, Mexico, these cempasúchil can grow even as tall as I am and more. I'm only 4 feet 11 inches. And you can see fields and fields and fields of these tall cempasúchil, which is the most significant flower during this time of year to honor the ancestors. The other flower that I really enjoy that goes alongside this cempasúchil is kind of a purplish plum colored flower where the flower itself, it looks like una corona de gallo, or the comb or the crown for the rooster. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So you can imagine those two flowers together. I wish I had one now. Purple, this purple with this gold. So I'm going to share a little bit more about why I honor the ancestors, and then I'll share a little bit more about the tradition of Dia de los Muertos from my point of view, Oaxaca through my eyes. So my first question to you is this, because I like to have a dialogue, not just telling, not just sharing a story, but I love to have a rich dialogue with you. In my background of abuelas who were strong Catholics, and abuela who also could read the skies at night and the stars and tell you what the weather's going to be next year. Next day. She was versed in traditional medicine, and that's why I have that gift. She was also a seer, and that's probably why I have that gift. But she also mixed Catholicism with Pentecostal Christianity and these Orisha saints from Africa and other saints that kind of mixed in there. So that was her. I was very, very close to her. I have a lot of her in me. When I see myself wearing my hair like this and braids, because she had in her youth, she had long, black, wavy hair and with braids. Her mother had this long, straight hair. So I didn't believe in anything with the ancestors, because in the Pentecostal Christian tradition and the Catholic tradition I was raised in, once you're beloveds die. They get buried, and they don't come back out until Jesus Christ comes, the second time. And then, all these souls or bodies, I couldn't figure it out, would rise again, right? So between the time they die and the time when Jesus Christ is coming back again, what happens to them? I always wondered, but because I was a good student of the Bible and a good Christian girl and a good Catholic girl, I just believed it. I believed that if you talk to anyone on the other side, you're talking to demons, and that's what I was taught. But here's the thing. When my grandmother died, Abuela Arcadia Sabater Martinez, when she passed away, I was like really, of course it's always hard when your grandmother passes away, but I was really, a bit distraught, because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, she's passed away and I don't have all the information, all the knowledge, or the secrets, or so I thought. And one day I was in the kitchen just cooking, right? We have, Puerto Ricans have a pilon, which is a wooden mortar and a pestle. And you smash your garlic and your seasonings in that, and that's how you season your food, with this sazon. It's fresh, delicious. The essence of Puerto Rican cooking. So one day I'm doing this, she had already passed, and I was a little sad, because I was like, wow, I wish I had paid more attention, but I did. I picked up a lot from her. And I was mourning, and I was saying, abuela, I was saying to her in Spanish, abuela, I wish I had paid closer attention, and I wish that you were still here to teach me. Who's going to teach me, the recipes and the formulas for healing? And I heard this voice in my ear, in my right ear. I'm pointing my right ear right now. I heard this voice in Spanish. That was my grandmother's, and she said, "Mija, ¿por qué está llorando? Yo siempre estoy contigo. Si necesita algo, o cómo hacer una comida o medicina, pregúntame." And I was like, what? Abuela? Abuela. That was when I really, really understood that the ancestors are still around. Now, I have a lot to talk about on this subject, but I'm not going to, give you everything at once, because it's just a lot. There's a lot of depth to this. But the main points are these. From my understanding and experience of what I've experienced, and also my understanding and experience that have been confirmed by masters and grandmasters of spiritual teachers. Our ancestors from whom we come, the DNA that we come through. So we have a physical DNA and we have a spiritual DNA as taught by my teacher, Dr. Pillai, my Baba. There's a spiritual DNA and then there's a physical DNA. Our ancestors have been praying for us, no matter what. Believe me, when you were just not even a thought in the mind of being conceived, your ancestors, our ancestors, my ancestors were praying, imagining, conceiving the best for us. It's natural. It's natural. We want the blessings to be upon the children and the children's children and the children's children and the children's children is down to 12th, 30th generation. So our ancestors, we are the answer to our ancestors' greatest wishes and prayers and sighs and ceremonies and everything. And we have hundreds and thousands of them that came before us. And here we are. Let us honor the ancestors. So there's a healing of the ancestors and there's an honoring of the ancestors. Let us honor the ancestors. Especially during this time. This time in the late October, early November is considered the time like Halloween, All Saints Day, and here in Oaxaca, it is Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, which is not just one day. There's two official days, but there's days leading up to the procession of the ancestors who are coming to bless us. They're not demons. They're souls. They are souls. And each soul is at a different level of evolution. Each soul, you have a soul family. Each soul is connected to a spiritual and a physical family. Through ages, I don't understand it all. And I'm still learning each and every day. But I want to encourage us, especially during this time when the veil is very, very, very thin. They say in the spiritual world that the veil is the thinnest at this time of the year. And what does that mean? That it's the thinnest between the physical world here on planet Earth and the spiritual. And believe me, there's a lot going on in that spiritual world that most people are totally unaware of, but are affecting our lives positively or negatively. So during this time when we are honoring the ancestors during Dia de los Muertos, let's bring our best. I invite you to create an altar for your ancestors. Place a candle, beautiful flowers, give them the best, offer the best to them. Perhaps their favorite drink was cacao or chocolate, or perhaps their favorite food was this coconut pudding, which I love. But honor the ancestors. I invite you to create an altar and say, you're welcome here. We honor you, we honor everything, and we're thankful for everything you have done in the past so I can come forth in the present, bringing forth my greatest gifts now. I am my ancestors' highest and greatest prayers. Honor the ancestors. And there's so much to this topic that I just want to say. Let's talk about the ancestors during this time. Take time out. Give them thanks. Pray for them. Their souls on the other side. They welcome our prayers so they can elevate. They can elevate. And the more they elevate, the more we are blessed. There's so much on this topic. I want to say thank you to my ancestors, my spiritual ancestors, my spiritual teachers, my mentors and guides through the years, to my physical ancestors that come from so many different lineages. I'm taking this time, those who have loved, who have passed on, I'm taking time out to honor my ancestors. And I invite you to do the same. Who knows what great blessings will come upon you and your family because you take time to honor the ancestors. Call their names. Call their names. Call out the great and good things that they did or created or left, even as a legacy. Say thank you. Say thank you. So during this Dia de los Muertos time, which is absolutely astounding, the colors, the ceremony, the ritual, the offerings, families, from the time they're chiquititos, little teeny babies, it is in their blood to honor and understand the ancestors. I bless you. Please write comments, ask questions. What do you do to honor the ancestors? Do you have an ancestor altar? Are you the one in the family who is keeping track of the lineage, the family tree? What have you done? Who are you? Where do you come from? Comment, put a thumbs up, share, like, and invite you to subscribe. And I also invite you to be a sponsor of our channel. I love bringing forth these stories and narratives and inspiring and teaching. And I do my best work there. And sponsors will help me to create a better, greater platform and channel for you. In the link in the description, I'm also going to add, I have several videos on the ancestors, so I will put those there too, so that you can hear more how I think and what I believe. But here's the other thing. I've evolved. We continue to evolve. I've evolved even from then. I was talking about the ancestors and needing, to clear that stuff up for a long time, because I was introduced, not only my grandmother talking to me in my right ear, but I was introduced to some very deep, profound, not only truths, but practices to heal and honor the ancestors. I received this anointing and initiation through the Grand Master Lutien Dashi from China. I can't even find him anymore. It's hard to even find his name on the internet. I was introduced, I was initiated into this whole energy of honoring and healing the ancestors and helping them to really cross over to the other side so they're not disturbing. That's another topic. I bless you. I bless your ancestors. My ancestors bless your ancestors. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you so much for just being there and just listening and taking it in. And I receive lots of beautiful messages privately from you, and I appreciate that. Blessings to you. Ciao.